Well, this trip has been exactly what I hoped it'd be. Challenging, but not in the way that I expected. You know, I kind of thought that the challenging part might be the water crossings, maybe the technical terrain, maybe something unexpected like driving through a fire. But believe it or not, the most challenging part has actually been me, because I've been feeling a bit under the weather this entire time. I have not been able to shake this cold, and you might be able to relate, but when you're trying to accomplish anything and you're not feeling 100%, you're not feeling healthy, it just makes everything a lot more difficult. But the show must go on, as they say. So, you know, I guess I'd rather be sick at camp than just sick at home or sick at work. That'd be even worse. So, yeah, here's to exactly what I asked for. These past 4 days on the Allegheny Discovery Route have been incredible, filled with breathtaking beauty around every bend. And despite that, it's also been one of the most challenging off-road adventures I've ever experienced. But to best describe what it took to get this far, we'll need to go back to the beginning. So here we are. I am just about finished packing up, ready for the trip. And in roughly 16 hours, I'm gonna meet up with Jeremy and we're gonna head south to begin our adventure on the Allegheny Discovery Route. I'm making use of every inch of available space here thanks to the Rollercam straps, whether it's on the roof of the truck, on the bed rack, or in the bed. I can strap everything down. I know these Rollercam straps are gonna do the job. I've had them for 4 years and they have never failed me. So without further ado, let's get going. Our journey begins at the Green Ridge State Forest in Maryland, where the honor system is used for campers to pay for a dispersed site. We arrived in the middle of April, just as spring was beginning to bring the landscape back to life. Just past a sign that says, "Welcome to Allegheny County." I got to admit, Maryland is surprising me right now. It is beautiful. I don't know if I just don't remember it, but yeah, this is a very pleasant surprise. Over the next 4 days, we'll cover nearly 500 miles as we explore the trails and back roads of Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. We'll see a mixture of pavement, dirt, mud, and plenty of rocky sections along the way, including right now on our way into the first campsite. All right. That was not teeth rattling at all. Little bumpy on that ride in, huh? Just a little bit. I was beginning to wonder whether we should have aired down by now.
No, because we're gonna go back on pavement pretty much first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Well,
so
after going back up this trail.
We're taking the lazy way out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jeremy gives me permission to be lazy. That is a dangerous choice, my friend. That is so dangerous.
All right, let's check out camp.
All right, we're gonna walk into this campsite, see what it looks like before we set up the vehicles.
Normally, it doesn't take us very long to set up camp. We've gotten pretty good at it over the years. On a good day, we can have the trucks leveled, the tents set up, and food cooking within 10 to 15 minutes of arriving at camp. But today, each of us has a brand new 270-degree awning that we need to align just perfectly to maximize the shade. Speaking of new awnings, this is the Peregrine Pro 270 awning from 23Zero. Both Jeremy and I purchased these awnings from Northeast Off-Road Vehicles in Portland, Connecticut, and installed them only days before we left. They're packed with some incredible features that we can't wait to test out during this trip. Only thing left to do now is get the fire started and discuss our plan for the next few days.
I think this trip, in a lot of ways, signifies like how far I've come over the last 4 years, not just as a content creator, but also like as an overland enthusiast, you know? So what I'm looking forward to most, I think, is pushing myself outside my comfort zone, with a little bit of Jeremy's help, of course, and experimenting with some content shots as well. But you know, if I want to get better at things, I can't get comfortable. I have to continue to try and do more. So I'm going to do that with the content, but I'm also going to do that with my skills with off-roading. I know there's a lot of water crossings on the Allegheny Discovery Route. I know some parts can get a little sketchy, and I'm sure with Jeremy's help I'll be able to navigate through it and feel like I've truly learned a lot since the last time basically I was down here. Good morning, people. It got pretty chilly last night. Somewhere around 35, we're thinking. And I'm all packed away. And Jeremy got out of his tent, and the first thing he said was, "You in a rush or something?" And no, I'm not in a rush. I just hate the pack up process so much. I try to do it as fast as I can. But yeah, sun's coming up. It's already starting to get warmer. I am wearing my winter jacket, which I almost didn't bring. And I'm really happy that I did. But I imagine in about 2 to 3 hours I'll have to take it off. It's supposed to get pretty warm today. Somewhere near 60, maybe 65. So we're going to cook up some breakfast and head out of here. Today's the day that we officially begin the Allegheny Discovery Route.
Ragnar's up. Goose is up.
So here we are parked on the hill. Got another water crossing coming up. Jeremy's readjusting his GoPro and getting his drone set, but we are going to cross right here and head up the trail in that direction.
As we crossed into West Virginia, we were quickly reminded why its nickname is the Mountain State. According to Google, West Virginia received this nickname because it's entirely within the Appalachian Mountains, with rugged, mountainous terrain making up its dominant landscape. The average elevation is also higher than any other state east of the Mississippi River.
Holy cow. Check this out. Look at that. Wow. This is crazy. This is, the stone, all the rocks, and the types of trees. These are like those really thick, hardy pine trees. Reminds me of something that you'd see in like photos of northern Vermont or even like Canada. Wow.
Despite the fact that I spent 3 weeks exploring a mountainous state like Colorado, I was still captivated by the views that we found here. It just goes to show that there's a lot more to explore on the eastern side of the country than people think.
This dirt road that cuts through the National Forest is definitely reminding me of the Golden Road in Maine, specifically because of the number of potholes and divots and everything going through the road. Which reminds me, I haven't checked my tonneau cover in a while. Let's see if it is, in fact, yes, it is open. Go figure. Gonna close that up.
If you've seen any of my previous adventures, you know that my tonneau cover likes to slide open on really bumpy roads.
You can see all these little divots and potholes, and in some cases full-on corrugations on the road. And it is just like rattle, 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 rattle. I mean, we have aired down, but I just wanted to point out, I came back here to go into my cooler and noticed that my tonneau cover actually rattled into the open position.
It's happened in Kansas, Colorado, Vermont, Maine, and now West Virginia. You'd think I would have fixed the issue by now. After fueling up and grabbing firewood for camp, we made our way to the final scenic destination of the day. Blackwater Falls, located within the Allegheny Mountains of Tucker County. This beautiful 57-foot waterfall gets its name from the tinted water it gains from the fallen needles of the nearby spruce trees. And the spring rain combined with the winter snowmelt had this cascade roaring. After a day of sightseeing, it was finally time to air down the tires and get the trucks dirty. In order to keep up with our timeline, we chose to avoid a stretch of the Cannon Loop Road so we'd arrive to camp before sunset. We were reluctant to use the bypass at first, but later found it to be a blessing because of how slowly we had to move through the rest of the trail's terrain.
Just stepping out to take a quick break. This has been one of those trails that just continuously like rocks you back and forth, pothole after pothole. It's like you see a puddle coming up and you expect it to be an inch deep, and all of a sudden your driver's side is like falling so far.
Just when we thought the trail couldn't get any bumpier, we were met with some interesting challenges.
More passenger. Keep going. Keep it straight right now. All right, now start turning. Hard. You're good. Driver, turn driver. Hard driver. There you go.
As fun as it was, moving at a snail's pace down this trail was definitely starting to take its toll.
You know that scene from Ace Ventura, the second one? Oh my gosh! Second Ace Ventura movie. He's bombing through the jungle with that old Land Rover. That is what this feels like. Holy cow!
After spending the better part of the afternoon crawling down the trail, we decided to stop and rest at a fire tower just down the road from our campsite. If you asked me if I had a fear of heights, I'd quickly say no, but for some reason, my nerves wouldn't let me get to the top.
It's time to reward myself after a long day on the trail.
You know dinner is in like 20 minutes.
Then I have 20 minutes to eat a Pop-Tart. Don't tell me how to live my life, sir.
Wasn't this your job last night?
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
After a long day on the trail, it was finally time to cook some grub and sit by the fire.
I'm over here cooking stuff like rice. And Jeremy's cooking barbecue pork skewers. And fajitas. You win. Again.
On the start of day 3, that lingering cold I had been feeling in the background began to get a little stronger. Nothing like a brisk camp shower to get you going.
So this is my first attempt at a camp shower, using it to actually shower instead of just change my clothes. And I'll admit, it gets a bit messy. This shower tent comes with a canvas that you can lay on the ground so that you don't have to step in the mud. And it's got a little drain hole, but as you can see, it still likes to collect the water. And of course, I forgot my flippy floppies, so I was barefooting it, which meant I had to step out onto a towel when I got out of the shower. But this worked pretty well. I feel refreshed, ready to tackle the day, Jeremy. Let's go do something fun.
After food.
After food, always after food. So I was moving my kitchen bin around the back of the truck and I found this piece. And unfortunately, this piece goes to one of the clamps that holds my tonneau cover in place. Probably from all the rattling yesterday on the trail. This popped out. Gotta make a quick repair before we can leave.
Chop chop.
Chop chop. So we just pulled over on this road right next to the Dry Forks River because we were considering making this river one of our water crossings. This is considered like the big water crossing of the Allegheny Discovery Route. And unfortunately, it's still a little over 4 feet deep at the moment. Jeremy has been watching the gauge on his phone, checking the water level rising and lowering over the past couple days. If we had done it a week ago, it would have been fine, but the safe level is considered to be 3 feet, and right now it's 4 and change. So definitely not a good idea. Beautiful river. It's been a great drive next to this thing. There's even some little waterfalls that we've been able to see along the way, but this would be a dangerous attempt. So we're not going to do it. We're cutting this part out of the route, and we're actually going to take a quick bypass to hop back on. So onward we go. Well, on day 1 of this trip, I was wearing my winter jacket. And on day 2, I had a sweatshirt on for most of the day. And now today is day 3, and I'm in a t-shirt, and I currently have the air conditioning on. The temperature gauge says it's 75 outside, but the way the sun's coming through the windshield is warming the air temperature in here pretty quickly, so I got the AC on. With the temperature change and the weather change, it's still not really helping the way that I feel. I'm still battling this cold that I've been trying to get over for the past few days, and I'm currently working on a headache, so every chance I get, we hit a pit stop and I refill my water bottle.
And after 3 days of travel, my water bottle wasn't the only thing that needed a refill.
Well, look where we are. The George Washington National Forest. It's been about 4 years since I've been here.
We're in Virginia.
We're in Virginia. It's finally come full circle. First time I ever went overlanding was in this national forest. Probably not this exact spot, but it was George Washington National Forest.
On our way through the forest, Jeremy and I found ourselves being followed by a familiar-looking truck.
So
Look at my Instagram.
this is Tyler.
I just-
Tyler's hot taco, literally, right?
It is a hot taco.
He opens up the rear and pulls down this upper decker drawer, I'm gonna call it. I just decided I'm gonna go home.
All right, bye, Ken.
It's beautiful. Oh my God, there is no wasted space on this thing.
This location, by the way, is known as Reddish Knob, a popular scenic mountaintop view that revealed one glaring issue.
Well, I do believe that is where we're hoping to camp later.
On our way over the mountain, we were lucky enough to find an escort through the controlled burn. But that didn't exactly make the journey any less stressful. Driving through a forest fire training exercise wasn't exactly at the top of our to-do list, but it turned out to be a pretty cool once-in-a-lifetime experience. It took us a minute, but we finally found a campsite away from the smoke.
Well, I don't think we have enough firewood for one night. You see us using Max Tracks to level out our trucks all the time, but what about Max Tracks to level out the tent ladder? Had to do it, because otherwise this ground right here is not flat and the whole ladder was just not able to support myself walking up here. So as long as I don't go down barefoot, I think I'll be okay. Another day, another dusty trail. Guess this tonneau cover's not working as well as I'd like it to. Some good macaroni and cheese. Just like the rice I had last night. Just kidding though. These are the sides. Jeremy gets to make the main course. Chicken.
As incredible as this campsite was, we were about to learn a hard lesson about camping in the mountains.
Good morning, people. It is just after 6 a.m. I'm still inside the tent. I'm packing up right now. But it was so windy last night. It was insane. I did not sleep very well at all. but I think I got lucky with the hard shell facing in the correct direction, bearing the brunt of all the wind. But I'm not sure Jeremy lucked out so well, because I think I heard him move his truck in the middle of the night. So we'll have to see where he's parked right now once I get down. So yeah, I'm gonna get moving and begin day 4 of this adventure.
As we rolled out of camp, Tyler informed us that the most technical parts of the entire Allegheny Discovery Route were actually just around the corner. We were told that these rocky sections had claimed quite a few tires over the years, but I was pretty confident, seeing as how I had just upgraded my general tires.
So I'm currently at Northeast Off-Road Vehicles. Even though I was just here yesterday mounting my brand new awning, today I had a shipment arrive. General Tire was kind enough to send me a spare so that I could take the same size spare tire with me on this adventure. So I really want to give a huge shout out to Adam over at GT. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the communication and for hooking me up with this little secret that I've been keeping from everybody else. So we're mounting up the spare. I feel so much better about going on this trip in a new territory that I am pretty unfamiliar with a full-size spare under the truck.
Working with great companies like General Tire and Northeast Off-Road Vehicles has allowed me to keep the truck in tip-top condition for all of my adventures, and I am extremely grateful for it.
That's the rear diff. Piece of cake. Makes it look too easy. Oh, so here we are back at it on the very last section of the Allegheny Discovery Route. We are crawling through this trail. It is just rock after rock after rock, pretty difficult, steep sections. I just whacked my rear diff pretty hard. But having Jeremy, who knows what he's doing, and now Tyler, who knows what he's doing, we have got quite of a large knowledge base to help us out here. So we are tackling what's considered large obstacle number 3. I think it's called the stairs. Right, Jeremy? It's called the stairs?
Yeah, they call it the stairs, yeah.
Why is it called the stairs?
I don't know, because it looks like rocky stairs.
Well, we are pulled over here at the end of the trail. Well, end of the trail. At least it's a gravel section. So we decided to begin airing up our tires. And you know what that means. When you air up the tires, all the difficult stuff is behind you. And I feel like I should be knocking on wood right now. But yeah, all the difficult stuff should be behind us. So we are airing up our tires. We are probably inches away from completing the Allegheny Discovery Route. And this has been exciting. This has been a challenge, but that is what I was asking for, was a challenge. Got a little surprise for our new friend.
I'll take you down here. He's literally in his second group. More patches!
More patches.
More patches! It's like a birthday all over again.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
guys so much.
You've been a huge help.
I don't know about
Also boosting the ego,
Yeah, yeah.
making me feel a little special. I'm sure Jeremy feels the same way.
No,
No?
no, you definitely are more special than I am.
Tyler though. Tyler makes us feel special.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This adventure has certainly been one I'll never forget. Filled with beautiful scenery and challenging obstacles. Whether I was battling the terrain or a lingering cold, our adventure down the Allegheny Discovery Route definitely tested my limits. Completing this route has been a big check off of my bucket list and helped me realize that I've come very far since I first started this hobby 4 years ago. I think now I might have the confidence to start exploring some of the other backcountry discovery routes on this side of the country. To see what's next for the Varsity Overland channel, you can consider subscribing or even joining the members page. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Peace, people. Special thanks to Rollercam for sponsoring this video.